Hey, what's up guys and gals? I'm your host Mike Pugh of the FBC Virtual Channel, and you're tuning in to an OBS Studio tutorial on transitions. Would you like to learn how to really awesomely work up your transitions and make your transitions look a lot better for your videos? If you are looking for that, here we go. Let's get it. Alright, so what we're going to do, I'm going to merge y'all folks over into the tool. You see my arm over here? The reason why it is because I'm a little distance away from my actual screen and also from my actual mouse. My mouse is like really up here, so that's how I'm going to be doing it. Let me downsize this a little bit so y'all folks can see the full thing. Actually, I'll put myself about here. And what we're going to do, we're going to overlay myself on top of, let's put the display capture in, and then I'm going to overlay myself on top of the actual, actually no, we don't need this display capture. Display capture, we'll go with something else. Let's go with something else. We're going to bring this in and start recording the screen using my actual Screencast-O-Matic. I just talked about that in a previous video. Hopefully y'all folks got that one and got a chance to check it out. 3, 2, 1. Hey folks, thanks a lot for checking out my video on transitions and how to make things work effectively. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop recording here on my OBS tool, and now I'm using Screencast-O-Matic. I just wanted to put that out there. If y'all want Screencast-O-Matic. So we're back, and this is the transitions tutorial for OBS. Basically what you would have to do if you want to actually improve on your transitions, you have to look over here where it says Scene Transitions on the right side of the screen. With the newer OBS, you have the ability to move and adjust these things. I'll be doing a slight tutorial on that in the future so y'all folks can learn how to move this stuff and get your OBS function controls working the way you want it to look. But pretty much it should be on the right over here where it says Scene Transitions. The options that you have for scene transitions is cut, fade, Luma Wipe, swipe, slide, and stinger. And these are really cool because some of them can actually be manipulated to such a degree where you can change the direction, maybe to the left or to the right or up or down. You can probably change the properties in terms of adding a differing type of transition within that specific selection that you chose. So a good example, right now we're on swipe. Let's go to cut. And basically how you access it, you hit this down arrow or anywhere within this tab here, and then you select which one you want. So we chose cut, and I'm going to show y'all how the cut works. Cut does that. It jumps back and forth, and it's very fast if you choose to leave the timing a specific way. Now, I didn't do much here. Actually, the timing you can't select. So let's go to the next one. Let's go to fade. Now fade gives you a duration. Cut doesn't, fade does, and I think the rest actually give you a duration of time. So if you're at like 1,000 milliseconds as compared to 2,000, 1,000 is going to be very fast. So let me show you this one. And that's the fade effect right there. See that? Now let's go into bringing it down to about, let's go to 500 milliseconds and then try to transition, and you see it's fast. See that? Pretty cool, right? Alright, so the next one we'll go into is Luma Wipe. Now fade and cut, keep in mind you don't have an option to change the properties, so you can't really change the properties. You can hit the plus and then add something new in there if you wanted and change duration, but that's it for the fade. Cut, no duration change. Let's go to Luma Wipe. Luma Wipe pretty much is the first one that you can change the properties, which is pretty awesome. So you click properties, that little gear icon there, and then go to properties. You click the properties tab, And then you can change out of all the options that you have available, from barn door all the way down to zigzag vertical. You can choose whichever one you want. Now the current one that I have is called watercolor. Let's go back, click OK, and I'll show you how the watercolor looks. That's the watercolor. You can change the duration. I had it set at 2000, and then let's go back so you can see it with the duration. See, so that gives a very unique effect as a transition. Let's go into Luma Wipe again. Well, I was already on it. Let's go to properties, and we're going to change it to maybe, I don't know, spiral. Let's try that. Click OK. I haven't messed around with softness and invert, so let's leave that the way it is, and let's try now. Wow, that's pretty interesting. A very different type of edit, transition, I should say. Different transition. Let's transition into this. Look at that. And that's pretty awesome, right? I really do like the fact that we can use OBS, the Open Broadcasting Software Studio, and really play around with the screen and come up with some amazing effects. I've actually talked a lot about the green screen background removal, and y'all folks can see, as you can see, it's pretty high quality. You really can make it look great if you have nice lights and things like that in your scene. And I have a tutorial on that, multiple tutorials I should say. I have more of a beginner version, I have an intermediate, and I also have an advanced. So it depends on what your level is of experience using the OBS, Open Broadcaster Software Studio, and what you want to get out of it to actually pull off a higher quality background removal, and that way you can lift and raise the roof for your actual videos. So let's go back over here. That was pretty dope. We're gonna switch to the next one, which is swipe, and swipe pretty much gives you directional properties, so you can change the direction up, down, right, left, or vice versa, left, right, up, down, whatever. Right now I have it on down, so let's see how that looks. And that's pretty cool. So you can send things down, right? And then you can swap it around. Let's go to right or left, maybe left, and then like that. So that's that transition. Pretty cool. And you can transition different things, different scenes that you chose to put in. These are the scenes here that I built in previously, a while back. And so you can build in multiple scenes, put yourself wherever you want to put yourself on the screen by moving your actual camera, the video camera or whatever. You can move text where you want to put it, things like that. It's really lucrative when it comes to that level of, you know, using the tool to pretty much manipulate the screen. So wherever you want to put things at, they fall in that particular position. I recommend for you to build all of your scenes up prior to actually recording, and then you'll be able to go a lot further with your scene creations, transitions, and things like that. So I'm just giving y'all folks an idea. This is the all black background, pretty nice. And this is another type of a background that I played around with. I created more of like a scrolling effect. I got a video for this as well. You can look in the upper right corner, the little tiny eye, and you can get to that one as well. That would help you to be able to learn how to create a scroll effect for your backgrounds or whatever you choose in terms of background editing. Live, it's actually like a live edit because you're able to transition while you're recording a live stream or while you're actually pre-recording your video project, whatever type of video project you want. Now in terms of that, you can click the start recording button here, or you can click the start streaming. With the streaming, you would have to set up the stream in order for it to stream to an outbound service, a streaming service like Facebook Live or YouTube Live, maybe to Twitch if you're into gaming, stuff like that. So you got to keep that in mind in terms of what type of services that you want to add it to and when you go to that service, you have to find the live stream key in order for that to work. So you can do all that live in terms of transitions, and it really can bring out the best quality, and the best version of you that you can possibly put out there for your audience. And I think that is what makes you stand out way beyond your competitors in whatever niche that you're in, because if you're able to bring a higher quality product to those people, then they may decide to come and watch your videos more. They may decide to share your videos socially on multiple locations, Instagram, Twitter, on Facebook, wherever, anything out there. So I just want y'all folks to get that idea, the gist of what to do. Alright, let's go down and what you can do for your transitions. Let's go into slide, and let's see that one. Hit the properties and see what you can do. The same thing, let's slide it down. Let's go and slide it down. So we did swipe, we did slide. What's the difference between swipe and slide? I don't see much of a difference, but it looks very similar. It's just probably the way that it moves. Now, this last one is a bonus for y'all folks, because this is something that actually stood out to me as an awesome way to transition some of your footage in video format. And that's where Stinger comes in. That's a new transition for your scene transitions. And I was blown away by this one. I just now discovered it actually today. So let's go in and hit properties, the gear icon for properties, and then bring it up. And then let's try this one here. I just put this in yesterday. Actually, no, I put this in earlier today, and I was testing it out just to see what it would turn out like. This is a video file. You can go browse, go into your video files, archives, and then find a video clip. I can try another clip. Let's see if it got any time on it. Let's see the properties. Actually hover over it and see what time it has. 19 seconds. This one's 21 seconds. I want to find something that's short. 9 seconds. Let's try that one. Click open, and then you're going to click OK, and that will basically be that transition. So when you're ready to transition, you just click over and it will bring it in, and that would be like a video transition Stinger. So say you had an introduction, or not an introduction, but more like in between maybe 3 seconds, 2 to 3 seconds Stinger that you want people to see, that basically pauses from one scene section to the next and you want to transition over. You can use that. 19 seconds wouldn't be a good idea for that. Let's click properties again and go in and try something else. Maybe way less seconds. Let's see, 3 seconds. Let's try this one. Hit open, go OK, and then we'll move over, and he could be laughing and saying something stupid, and every time you transition it will always come up that same exact transition. So I'll show y'all folks how it looks in full view without actually recording the full OBS screen. Let's bring y'all back to the full recording. Alright, so I'm back, and here we're gonna go with that full recording. You're not gonna see these red dots and all that stuff that you've seen on the screen before. That's just in the actual OBS mode, adjusting mode.
How about you,
so
Tecmo?
now you're gonna see every time I transition, it's gonna bring in that
How
clown
about you, Tecmo?
that I actually recorded from a previous session.
How about you, Tecmo?
Doing my differing, you know,
not much.
building
How about you,
processes
Tecmo?
or whatever I was trying to create.
So
this gives you
How about
folks
you,
an
Tecmo?
example of how you can go and move around with transitions. The Stinger itself should be something that's really silly or funny, or maybe something that can point out what you want your viewers to see, and you program it you know, just to have that, like I said, interchange between one section of your footage to the next section of your footage. If you wanted a long stinger in there, that would probably be more along the lines for like live streaming, and maybe you want something like to go to the bathroom and you put like a minute stinger in there, something like that, and that will hold for a whole entire minute and then come back. So you would have to make sure you time yourself to get back to your live streaming session on time, because then after your transition's fully through the full play of that video, then it's pretty much going to bring in that scene that you transition to, and you should be sitting there if you're doing live streaming, you know what I'm saying? Or you can have a pre-recorded video as well in that scene that you chose to transition it into. So talking about that, when you build your transitions, right, or not your transitions, I should say, when you build your scenes, you have to think, what is the most fluid transition that will work for that particular scene? Because some things actually work better than other things. So that's where you have all these options to choose from. You don't just want to put a cut where you don't need the cut. You don't want to put a fade where you don't need the fade. You want it to work with the actual flow of your video project. And the way that I discovered it is just by going with the flow of the music. When I hear the music that I chose to put with it, legal music, by the way, I only use legal music where I have an actual right to use. So I'll be doing some tutorials on that for legal music usage, public domain music, Creative Commons music, and also when it comes to royalty free, which is not free 100%, you have to pay for those. You just get a license where you don't have to pay royalties, you know, every single usage that you choose to use, or whatever, 1,000 usages or 100, or whatever it says in the license. So I have a lot of that information and knowledge in the back of my mind, and I actually just bring it out every now and then for those who choose to watch my videos, because I want to give y'all folks much more of what I have to offer, because you are choosing to watch my videos
not
pretty
much.
much.
How about
so let me get rid of this stinger. We're gonna put the fade in or something like that, or bring that Luma Wipe back. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about the transition of using a duplicate as opposed to using a duplicate scene as opposed to using just an individual scene separate and different from the other. When you use duplicate scenes, this scene, scene 9 and scene 9-2 were duplicates of each other. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring y'all folks back. I'll pause it so y'all folks can see the OBS tool once more. Alright, so what I was doing, I was trying to show folks how you can actually build out onto your scene locations a duplicate scene. I did that in a previous video, but I don't know how many people watched that one. So I like to be redundant sometimes and duplicate or replicate an actual training session, because maybe a bunch of people didn't choose to watch this one, or they chose to watch that one and didn't choose to watch this one, or chose to watch this one and didn't watch that one, etc. So I like to put these differing processes of how-tos throughout a lot of my videos, so more and more people can get the information and get it down in their brain. So what I discovered was duplication and how it benefits. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring you to this scene here, and I'm going to get rid of scene 9. So let's get rid of scene 9. We're going to remove it, and we'll duplicate this scene. So how you do that, you right click on the actual scene and then you click duplicate. After you click duplicate, it's going to try to create a duplicate name. We're going to call this 9dupe, something like that, I don't know. Click OK, and then you're going to notice it's identical. So when you try to switch from one scene to the next scene, nothing's going to change because it's identical. Every single thing is identical. Now keep this in mind, when you're using the scene transition for Luma Wipe, you can really benefit from duplicating scenes. The reason being is because once you're able to do it, the Luma Wipe is only going to wipe what you chose to remove. So an example would be, say in scene 9-2 I chose to back off the video capture, and in scene 9 dupe I left it. Now you're gonna see the only thing that changes is what I actually got rid of, as you can see it right there. So now you just have to brainstorm, and you have to think in your mind, what can I do to really make this work awesome? So you can use duplicate scenes, and you can actually use the Luma Wipe to create some amazing stuff. So let's go into properties, and instead of it being a spiral, we can change it into let's see, let's try fractal. Let's see what that does. Click OK, and now we'll do it. See that? And it just like, it's very unique. So I did that. I wanted to duplicate it originally so I can get rid of this and bring it back. So we're going to go to, in terms of the video up here, we're going to go to the video capture device, bring that back, and then get rid of the video that's being played over and over again. Now you can see that effect, and that's really unique, like I said. So now instead of my body, my face, my head, and all that actually transitioning out, I'm transitioning the content. So you can do vice versa. You can do both if you wanted to. Say you was talking about the content behind the scene here, and you wanted to actually start it. Maybe you can put in this scene the actual playing of this video. Say this was a video and you freeze framed it, right, and took a screenshot. So what you could do, say let's see, this is the image. Say this image was a video, and hold on one second, say it was this that was in the background, right? I'll show y'all folks. Take a screenshot. I just took a screenshot. Let me go to Microsoft Paint just to give you an example. So that's a screenshot. Hold on. Let's do this over. No, not there. I want it. Hold on one second. Let's do it right there. We'll take that screenshot. We'll go in, paste it, and then we're going to crop it a little bit. I'm just giving y'all folks an example of how you can really tweak out the usage of this duplicate. So we use that right there, and then we go in, save it as a JPEG, save it to my thumbnails or whatever, it doesn't matter, or go to virtual set. That's easier. I have a bunch of virtual sets in here, and then we're gonna go and call it, what do we want to call this? Flower, right? Save it. Then we're gonna go and get that flower, pictures, virtual set. Let's see, get that, and then bring it into OBS and put it over here. And actually, we can set this here, turn off that, and then bring this over here, and then turn this on, transform this, stretch the screen, and then overlay myself on top. And as soon as you see that picture, you can transition. Let's see, where's the photo at? Actually, we'll do it the other way around. We'll take my image off, we'll bring this here, and we'll put my image here. So say I was talking about this particular scene, right? And then I transition in, and I can be talking a little bit more about it. You see that? And then come back and talk about it a little bit more again, and then bring it back. So there's ways that you can manipulate what you want your viewers to see based on using duplicates, which is pretty awesome. See, so I'm bringing myself in and out of that actual scene. You can actually zoom in closer onto the full picture itself by cropping like that. Just make it a little bit bigger and manipulate that way. See that? And then put yourself in the background. There's so many different things you could do, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully y'all folks liked this session. I just wanted y'all folks to see the differing benefits of actually manipulating, playing around, and using the scene transitions. And then you can transition all the way out to like an all white screen or black screen and probably be doing, I don't know if you're doing a documentary or you're doing a special show or something to that effect. You just have to use your mind and try to be as creative as possible. Where I get this footage from is from Pixabay. Let's go to pixabay.com so y'all folks can see that. I like to talk about that one because that one actually helped me to do a lot. Let's move this over, bring myself down, and bring y'all folks to Pixabay. I like to, be redundant, like I said, on a lot of this stuff so more and more people can see what I was utilizing and how I was able to grab the footage. So this is Pixabay. Don't use the Shutterstock stuff. Shutterstock is sponsored videos. If you want to use Shutterstock, you're gonna have to pay for those actual videos. If you want to use Pixabay itself, Pixabay videos, these are the videos under it that says related videos, or you can type into the search here and find actual videos. So that's basically where I found the footage from. So I'll put the link to this actual location on Pixabay so y'all folks can get to the footage if you chose to search. It's pixabay.com, but I'll put the link in the bottom of this video's description area. Hopefully y'all folks can get to that. And that's all I got. I'm done with this session, and actually I did the wrong thing here, but it's all good. I was trying to use OBS. I forgot I wasn't recording with OBS. I'm actually recording with Screencast-O-Matic. So let's get rid of the display capture and end this session like this. Joe, love and peace to all. Mike Pugh signing off. I'll see you in the next tutorial sessions. The next one, I should say, will be a little bit more along the lines of using some of the OBS tools like File. Going into the File section and what you can do with all these different options that you have here. Show recordings, that's pretty straightforward. Remux recordings, I haven't used it yet, so I'm gonna have to manipulate and play around with it. Settings, I went through a lot of that, but I'll go into more fine-tuned details so y'all folks can learn really how that effectively can apply to your videos to do a specific thing using the settings. Show settings folder, I haven't used that yet. Show profile folder, I haven't used that. Always on top, that probably means I'm not sure, whatever. We'll figure all that out, and we'll be able to go through all these differing options that you need to learn to be more effective as an OBS creator, YouTube creator who creates OBS tutorial videos, or who creates OBS created videos for your video projects, live streams, etc. And other than that, I'm done with this. Joe, love and peace to all again, and I'm out. Feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit the thumbs up, feel free to share my videos socially all across the social web if you feel they're going to benefit more people than just one. And that's all I got. Peace.